Hi, this is part 7 of the Dancing Star animation series. I imagine some of you feel like this has been a lot of work so far, and yes, in the very beginning, when you're learning all of the tools, it does take quite a bit more time. I need to take more time in explaining everything, and you need to be able to really get comfortable with all of these tools. As you go through the semester and you do have that comfort level, you'll find that everything does move along quite a bit more quickly, and the tutorials tend to be quite a bit shorter as well. Before we begin animating, there are a couple of things I need to cover. One is about creating bones. First, go to the Layers palette and go down here, click on the sky layer, and then go to the new layer icon and choose Bone. You aren't going to need to name this because we're going to end up deleting it. Next, go over to the tools and click on the Add Bone icon. Now, without dragging, just click a few times over here and you'll see that it created bones that didn't look anything like the bones on your star, which you can't see right now because we don't have the main star bone layer active, but these are called pin bones. We probably won't be using pin bones in this class, but I wanted you to see them because when we create bones for other characters, you may accidentally click and then click again and drag to make a bone, and that's going to be a problem. If you have these extra little pin bones from just clicking around, then you won't be successful in creating the characters that we are going to be making. So unless you're specifically instructed to create pin bones, be sure you're creating a bone by only clicking with the mouse button, holding it, and dragging. Okay? So I just made a mess of things right here. That doesn't matter. That was all on this dummy layer that I'm going to get rid of. I'm just going to have the layer selected and click on the trash can right here. So check your star character and make sure that you don't have any pin bones on it. If you do, you'll need to delete all of the bones from that layer and then recreate the 5 long bones that need to make up the star character. Okay, finally we'll start animating. The first thing we need to do is change the total number of frames. So right here in this field where it says 240, change it to a 500 and hit enter. Then click on your main star bone folder in the Layers palette, and then in Tools, underneath the word Layer, click on the icon for Set Origin that looks like a plus sign. Then you'll want to click, and you can hold your left mouse button down, and you want to find the center of your star the best you can. You can just drag, you see the crosshairs there? You can just drag that around and try and find dead center for the star. And you'll see why we needed to do this later on. Next, click on the arrow next to the main star bone folder. And then click on the Eyes switch folder. Now we need to do a right mouse button click over top of the Eyes switch folder, and you'll see that it opens up a menu. And here is the list of the layers for the eyes right here. You can see that there's a check mark next to Open Eyes, which is what is showing on the character. We need to start out with no eyes, so click with the left mouse button right here over no eyes. Do the same for the mouth. Select the mouth folder and then right mouse button click, and then choose no mouth, and you'll see we no longer have the eyes and the mouth. Click back up here on the main star bone folder, and then I need to zoom back out so that I can see the whole stage. Now click down here in the timeline to frame 36. You can either drag back and forth across the ruler or type 36 in here and hit enter. Go up here to Animation in the main menu and choose Add Keyframe. This warning will pop up, and we're just going to go ahead and choose yes for this right now. We're going to start out by having the star rock back and forth as though it's waking up. So the first thing that we need to do is move again a little further down on the timeline. Go to frame 42 and then in Tools, click on Transform Layer. You'll see the bounding box appear around the star, and you'll need to point to one of the four corners. It doesn't matter which one, but you need to pass the mouse around until you see that curved line with the little arrow at the end of it, so that when you click, the star will rotate. And I'm going to rotate it about that much. Just do it some. I can't say exactly how much is a good amount, but don't go too far. Now, if you look down here in the timeline, what you'll see is that a keyframe was created for the rotation only. If I point over top of here, on this little icon, it says Layer Z rotation. So everything along this line will be the information, the keyframes that will show up for rotation on an object. Now we'll move to frame 48, and we're going to rock the other way. And now to frame 54, and rocking back again. Frame 60, rocking the other way. Go to frame 66 and rock back this way to 72. And this time, look up here. You see the word angle, and then there are some numbers to the right of it. Click this reset button. So that popped the star back straight upright again, and set the angle to 0. Now you can rewind or just type 0 here next to frame and push the play button and test and see how yours looks. If you didn't like it and you want to do it over again, that's very easy. All you need to do is get rid of these keyframes just simply by holding your left mouse button down and dragging across those frames, the ones from 42 to 72, and then push the delete key on your keyboard. You can then go back to 42, and then you can start the process over of rocking back and forth. Now I did a Control-Z and undid the delete of the keyframes because I was perfectly happy with the way mine are right now. I'll pause now and we'll finish animating this star in the next video.